The last thing you want is somebody who may have had an interest in that property that nobody knew about that shows up later. So we have to go out, look at the title, look in the public records of the county in which the property is located, and find out who actually owns the property. Make sure they actually signed the contract and that they're going to come forward and sign the deed conveying the property to you. Not only do we have to know who the current owner is, but we have to go back in the chain of title to look at who's actually owned the property throughout the history of time and whether it was conveyed properly to each subsequent owner. Again, you don't want somebody back in the chain of title coming forward later and making a claim on the property. The next thing that we do as part of our representation to the buyer is we check and make sure that the sellers, once we know who they all are, that they don't have any liens or judgments against them, because those liens or judgments can attach to that property and they don't go away just because they've sold the property. They stay with the property. You know, we also have to check for if there's any bankruptcies, whether they have any pending lawsuits, whether there are any contractors' liens, potential liens on the property for work that's been done recently. So it's extremely important to make sure that you've checked everybody out. It's very important for us to know what you intend to do with the property, because most property has some sort of restrictions attached to them. They might not have a homeowners association, but more than likely they got some type of restriction back in the chain of title. So it's our job to figure out what those are, to let you look at those, and then to talk to you about them if there's anything you plan on doing with the property that may violate one of those previous restrictions that were placed on the property. I think another important job of a real estate attorney is to make sure that the loan documents are correct. We really need to make sure that not only are you signing the documents correctly for the lender, but the documents that you are signing are what you should be signing. It's rare we find a problem in that, to be honest with you, but we need to make sure you know what you're signing and how it affects you in the future. And it's our job to go over each one of those with you. And you know, a lot of people don't realize that this takes a lot of time to do this. So, you know, on the average, a real estate attorney and staff can spend 10 hours or more in preparing for a closing. And so it's very time consuming. Some are even much longer when we get into a problem that we've come across in that title search or the restrictions or the loan documents. But our job is to make sure that our buyers are protected, they know what they're buying, and feel good about the transaction and what they're purchasing. It's a very important purchase for all families. Once again, I'm Ben Thomas, real estate attorney with Thomas & Weber. We'd love to see you guys. Give us a call.